Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Ryan Makes Sense, where we talk about personal finance, investing, and chart analysis. Today, we're going to look at Designer Brands Inc., ticker symbol DBI. We're going to chart out the stock. We're going to look for support and resistance. We're going to look for any historical trends, patterns, etc. Look for channels. We're also going to look at Finviz and what data points we should be looking for. Look at their margins, earnings per share year over year, this year, next year, etc. If institutions are buying or selling, and what's going on with the C-suite and executive level people. Are they involved in scandals? Are they outstanding members of their community, etc.? Let's dive in. All right, so we are looking at Designer Brands Inc. We are looking in Thinkorswim on the monthly chart. Again, we want to look at the monthly because if we look at the bigger picture, we can see all of the smaller time frames of the weekly, the daily, etc., building up or following a trend or pattern or channel. So this is DBI. I'm going to go ahead and go off camera, and we're just going to start drawing some supports and resistances. Just finding a lot of trend line, seeing where things connect in terms of support and resistance. So I'm just going to hide myself and let's dive right in. So the first one I'm going to do is this is the lowest point of an earlier time frame. And I want to go and I want to draw a channel like this. Like this. So as we can see, I'm just going to go ahead and drop that there. So I wanted to capture the bottom of this candle here, and I wanted to, make sure I was mirroring and reflecting. This right here was acting as support, so I wanted to show that. This right here bounced off support, so I obviously wanted to show that as well. Up here, we can see that is resistance. And what we could also do, if we wanted to be a little bit more specific, we could activate and we could bring it so right there we see, we see some support, then it turns to resistance. And then up here we see resistance. One sec. We see resistance and resistance again. And when it falls down here, it acts as support, but then it just falls and breaks through. So that's, this is a good channel in my opinion. And then we have a test of resistance here. So I like this channel. Next, we can do the highest high and go to the next highest high, which will be right here. And we want to create a channel where we're capturing a lot of support and or resistance. So I think right here would be a good spot just because we can see so many different areas of support and resistance. For example, I'll just zoom in right here. As we can see, this acts as resistance, resistance, and then turn to support, which is great. And then over here we have support on this candle, and then it fell through. Resistance acting here, broke through this, coming back. It's testing this first channel, and then this acts as support, and then falls through. Right here it tests, and that's resistance, which is good. Another test of resistance here, that's good. This is big resistance, then it turns to support eventually. We can see it's respecting, acting as support, support, and then falls through as a resistance right here. And just going on down the chart, breaks through this channel, acts as support, support, resistance, 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 support, resistance, 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 support, 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 support. So that's why I chose that channel. And what we want to do now is basically, let's see if we can fit if history repeats itself. So we're going to duplicate this drawing and we're going to bring it right about, I like it right there. I like it right here. So we can see, let me actually just try that again. Whoops, what did I just do? Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Let me go off camera. I'm trying to activate this and let's bring it down. So we could go here. Doesn't really give us any resistance for sure though. I kind of like right here because it gives us a good showing of support and resistance, and this is what I'm talking about. So support, 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 and then resistance, resistance, boom. Support, 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 resistance, 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 breaks through, and so then we come again, support, support, resistance, 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 resistance. So we have that channel. Next, we want to just kind of see where the overall support has been in the middle of the chart. So I think like somewhere in here, because we have some support resistance here, 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 here. This whole middle part's kind of look like it either makes or breaks it. So let's go to this high and let's just see. I kind of like, yeah, this high being middle resistance and this as support. I kind of want to incorporate this area as support. Yeah. So I chose this area because, let's zoom in a little bit. We have it breaking through right here. Support, 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 resistance, breaks through, support, and comes through. It test support again. That's good. And then it fails. So it's resistance now. Scrolling to the right, we have resistance here. Where am I? Yep, resistance here, resistance, support, and just going through. And then we have all this support up here. This is all good support. Just reaffirming this channel trend. So we have supports here, resistance, support, resistance, support. Breaks through. Now we have support down here, which is good. A lot of resistance, and then it breaks through and creates a support, support, resistance, resistance, breaks through. Now we're down here again with supports, and then here's where it acts as resistance again. Breaks through, resistance, 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 resistance. A lot of resistance, breaks through, falls through, acts as resistance. And now we're probably going to see a test of this 1505 again, but that's what I wanted to show you guys. So I just want to make this a little bit meatier, chunkier, so I can kind of define it a little bit better. And one sec. Another area that I want to show you guys is we have this steady, so we have this rise, fall, and this could be the start of an Elliott wave, but I don't want to speculate. It's too early to speculate and try and predict things. But we can at least draw a channel here where we see support all along here. So I can just go ahead and I like this part here. And I like right here being the bottom of this channel. And if we go back, let's see, where would we want to capture this top line? I kind of like right here just because this candle right here has a little space between it. So I'm gonna plant it right there. Yep. So let's change these really quickly so we can see. I like to make my downtrends orange and dotted. Okay, so we can see a lot like it's a downward channel here. And we can see that this is starting to come up, so that is good. If I were to speculate, which I don't like doing, but I think, what's gonna be a better tell is I'll just come on camera real quick so you can see my face. So what's gonna be a better tell is the fundamentals of the company and where we see the company going. What does this company specialize in? It sounds like designer brands, but what's their inventory like? Are the insiders selling like crazy? Are they, doing fire sales? Are they buying the company? So that's all going to come into play later, but let's continue this analysis really quick. I'm going to go back off. All right. So now that we have this is a great picture. Let's just look at, this is a spiral. So we're going to go from 47.55, right? I can also edit this. So I'll just go there to 260. which is 263. So I just need to edit this. 47.55 and 260 flat. Okay. So I have this, and we can kind of see some respect going on here in terms of the spiral. This kind of hovered around it, and then it fell through. This acted as resistance. Big support here. It did not touch the outer band, came through, acted as resistance, came down here, acted as resistance, support, came up, broke the second band, almost touched the third band, and then acted as resistance, support, resistance, and boom. And now it's trying to get out of this band, which is always, and when I say band, I mean spiral. It's trying to get out of the spiral. So we're going to see a lot of chop chop. So that is good to note here. I do want to just duplicate this really quick because I can kind of see some ulterior supports like outside here a little bit. And this kind of lines up with this high right here, this candle. So I like this here as an indicator. I have a little bit of leeway. I'm gonna move it right. I mean, there is just too close and doesn't really represent. Yeah, I'm gonna say right here. So it's in this channel, and if we just look at this pattern right here really quickly, let me just blow it up, blow it up, blow it up. Looks like they're offering a dividend, which is, dividends aren't bad, but if it's a growth company, use that money to grow your company. Anyway, I digress. So we have a huge looking bull flag here. So let's shorten it a little bit. So we have the flagpole going from here to here, and we're just going to distinguish it really quick by making it thick and purple. Let's make it thicker. So here's the flagpole, and we want to now look at the flag, which we can do. I like to go red to red, green to green, and I only go, whoops, I am only going to this red candle here because it is the highest red candle before a move that was anomaly, it kind of looks like. So I'm just going to go back to here. And it's going to make a little channel flag, and I like this. I do want to activate this because it is a little long. Can I shorten it? Yeah. So we're going to go to this candle here. Okay. And I'm just going to make it purple and thick for you guys. See what I'm talking about. So this kind of looks like a flag, right? You have the flagpole and then you have the flag. And then we can see that this is actually, it did a breakout. So we're actually going to come back to here. So it broke out of the flag, and now we have this little guy up here, which is very bullish because when we have a strong move like this, and then we have a red candle right here. And again, this is the monthly, and this is the September candle, which is today's the very beginning of September. Well, near the beginning. So this is bullish to have the candle up here. I think we'll see it test 1502 as a low, and we'll probably see it test 1872 for a high. I don't know if it's going to make a bigger move yet, but if it does, it has a good chance of breaking the spiral ring and continuing the move. So we have that. We have a bull flag breaking out, but also I think we do have I don't want to call it already, but I'm just going to call it now. I think we have an Elliott wave. So I'm going from the low to this high. And to distinguish it, let's just make it a green, and we'll do middle thick dash 4, and then we're going to go here to there, and then also here. And let's activate. Oops, we don't want to activate, we want to edit. Okay, so we want to make this again green, middle dash, pretty thick. There we go. So the third wave of the Fibonacci is going to be twice the size of, so we have one, this whole stretch here is 1, this one right here is 2, and then the next one is 3, which is about 1.75 to twice the length of this. So what we could do is basically, um, I'm sorry, it's twice the length of one. So let's see if we can duplicate. Let's just see if let's duplicate this. There we go. So we've duplicated this and let's go here and let's duplicate it again. Duplicate. Okay. So it's about twice the size. So basically, if this was an Elliott wave and it was going to go to the third wave, this has a price target of around 80 to 90 bucks, which is pretty good. Again, we're just going to keep this for now. We have no idea what the company's like. So, yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. I am long this company. So just wanted to throw that out there. But now let's look at the other data points like Finviz and Fintel and things like that. All right, so we are at finviz.com and I typed in DBI into the search. Excuse me, and this is where we are. My camera does not like when I look at both, or when I'm sorry, when I'm on camera and also scrolling down. So I'm just going to talk through this and highlight important metrics that I think are going to give us a bigger picture of what we could see the stock price go to. So I'm going to disappear, whoosh, but I'm still here. Okay, so looking at this screen, I'm just going to blow it up really quick so we can see it a little bit better. There we go. Okay, a little bit more. Yes, perfect. Okay. So, we can see that they do $3.3 billion in sales. Amazing. Their market cap is 1 billion, 1.16 billion. Price to earnings is 7.69, which means it's relatively cheap and should probably be about double the price about now. Scrolling down, they do offer a dividend. I don't like that because I feel like they should be using that money to grow, but that's just my opinion. Looking more quick ratio, they do not have adequate cash. We'll look more at that situation a little bit more, but I don't like that. Looks like they're a little bit over leveraged here. They have debt that they're not really paying down at the moment. Their earnings per share this year are going to be 129%. Awesome. I don't know if that was before the whole inventory shock where, things have been sitting longer. The earnings per share next year is only at a measly 7%. That's pretty weak if you ask me. And then anything over 5 years, they can't really guide out 5 years. So I tend to ignore that. But the past 5 years is a good indicator because that shows what it's been like every year. So that's good. And then we have sales. Great, cool. Looks like they had earnings recently. Insiders only own about 3% of the company, which is kind of blah. Why do they only own 3%? And they've been selling a little bit, and institutions own 90% of this freaking company, which is crazy. And they've been selling a little bit as well. Might not be red flag type because, people could be selling for tax purposes. Whatever. So we'll look at the trend there. Gross margins, 33% gross margins. That's really good. So that's total. Like if someone has a lemonade stand and they sell a cup of lemonade for $100, but it costs them $50 to make, their gross margin would be $50. And then all the operating costs as well. So there could be like a one-time stand fee, cups, ice, lemons, etc. So that's anything 30% above is really good. Scooting on over, shares float is only 53 million. So this is a low float in terms of where we're at with sales because this company seems like a heavy hitter. So I'll show you that as well. Quite a bit of shorts going on here. That's interesting. Target price is at 17, which means analysts believe this is currently undervalued, which means it's something you want to own. We can see quite the fluctuation there. 1124 was the 52-week low. 1938 was the 52-week high. RSI is, medium strength, nothing crazy. And then really good returns here if we're looking at year to date, year over year, September 30th or early September last year to this year. The half is 31%. So company's doing pretty good. Before we move on, I always like to do this I like to look at, okay, so let's make it a little bit smaller. I can put it right here. So I like to look at shares, I'm sorry, sales, and we can see that their income is positive. That's amazing. So this kind of goes into enterprise value, but I don't really get to that whole calculation. I keep it super simple. So I'm just going to do 3.32 billion, maybe 3. Why isn't my calculator working? There we go. Okay. 3.32 billion right there. So bill, great. Divided by shares available. So 53.79. Yep, 53,709,000. Perfect. So this is basically like if you have a lemonade stand, how much is it worth? So let's say your lemonade stand has it does $100 in sales and you have 2 shares. You would think, okay, well, if someone wants to buy this company, they would pay $50 per share, right? Sure, but that doesn't account for future sales, growth, exposure to that niche, customer base, retention. So this is just a high level look at what it could be worth. So this is showing me 61.72. And based off our charts, if we go back here, based off of this, 60 would be around right here, which is not out of the ordinary to see this pattern of low, higher, high. Because we can see here, this is a low, and then we have a high, and then we have a higher, or I'm sorry, this low is lower than this low. So low, higher, high, lower, low, but we could also see higher high or lower high. We also don't want to forget about this, what happened here. So we had a low, high, higher low, lower high. So that kind of just breaks the whole, low, high, higher low, higher high. So we just want to, at 62 seems doable, is what I'm trying to say. And if we just, let's see if we can cross these support and resistances and where they meet, extend to the right. So these don't really dissect anywhere. We have this up here at 48-ish, 47. So nothing too crazy there. So yeah, this, based off the financials here, this could be around 60. Whoops, where's my calculator? Yep, there it is. Around $61 high level, give or take. I think that's why this has such a low price to earnings value. So that's good to know. 61 is, a good target. I mean, I like this. I don't like how much cash they have. So we're going to take a look at that. We're going down here. Let's look. So we have some insider buys last year, maybe last year. So September 20th of last year, people bought, it looks like executive chair bought. Then we have some the president, vice chairman selling out quite a bit as well. So kind of a mixed bag here. This person bought 10 million at 12.83, $10 million worth, kind of cool. Again, same executive chairman's loading up, buying 2 million. President and Designer Brands Canada person sold, not too much. Mary Turner could be selling for tax purposes. And also you want to keep in mind, people will sell like this so that they can repurchase these options exercise. When the options exercise comes to an exercise date, they have to purchase these at the value. And so I think that does add a little cost there, but right here, the value is 0 for now. So we have, let's just look. We have Jordan selling 25,000 plus, so we have Jordan selling 50,000 shares worth. Again, that could be tax purposes. And right here, he's getting 38,000 more. So nothing really out of the ordinary there. Mary Turner, again, selling 2,500 and also getting 5,700 here. So about double. So good for her. Jay Jay Schottenstein is receiving 76,000 again. He's been buying, so that's fine there. If we look down here, Mary Turner sold 9,200 and looks like she got about 16,000 down here. So again, nothing is calling as a red flag right now, in my opinion. If we go back up here, we have Sonnenberg Harvey. He or she is a director. They sold about half of their shares. So they had about 20,000 shares. They sold half. All right. I don't really know what to think about that. I don't see him or her getting any options. So could be more there, but I'm not sure. It was June this year, it looks like. And it looks like Mark Haley sold out a couple days ago. Sold all 16,000 shares. Cool. I don't really, let's see. Mark Haley. So he had about 18,000 shares total. So yeah, I don't know how it goes from 18,000 to 16,000, but I don't know if that's a pattern. Mark Haley, again, it looks like he's gotten more options as times go on. Mark Haley went from 1,700 to 8,500, and he sold up here. Oh, okay, I see. The 10,000 with the 8,500, I think. Yeah. But still, so I don't know if he sold out all of them here. I don't know if it's a Finviz thing or what. So nothing really red flaggish. Now let's look at the income statement. We can see, we can see that the revenue is slightly growing. Quite a big jump from, January 21 to 2022 in terms of revenue. Gross profit, huge. So, kind of just looking down. And then the trailing 12 months, we're so close to the new year and January 2022 on the bigger picture. I don't really like to reference this because I don't know if this was what this is updated as of. So just looking from here, I'm looking at the beginning of the year. But we will want to look at inventories. So that's a whole nother thing to come. So just looking overall, operating expense grew. That sucks. Operating income is positive. That's good. Net income before taxes, great. They're positive. Net income positive. Positive year to date, good. So income statement's looking okay. Let's look at their balance sheet. And we want to look at cash. We want to look at liabilities and assets. So cash, they have 72 million on hand. That is okay. They have 900, and again, January 2022, January 2021, February 2020. So again, we're looking at January 2022. And it's not showing the trailing 12 months. So that is another reason why I don't like using the trailing 12 months. So, yep, 72 mil, assets 914 mil, total assets 2 bill. That makes sense, 2 billion. And then when we go down to total liabilities, they have 1.6 billion. So they technically have around 412 million in equity. So that's okay. I like to see assets dwarf liabilities by 2, 3, 4, 5x. So overall, not bad. It's improving. We can see February 2020, they were doing great. Something happened here, just horrible. Went down to 240, but they're kind of doubling. Again, we don't want to assume that they're going to continue to double year over year, but that's pretty good. And then looking at their total assets, yeah, total assets shrank from 2020 to 2021. That's reasonable due to the health crisis, and then slowly coming out a year later, just barely. So that's okay. We'll look more into that. We have the net income already. We've seen that. Change in cash, barely. It's going down. Cash from financing activities, negative. Cash from investing activities, also negative. cash from operating activities is positive, but I mean, overall, it's okay. Foreign change effects, weird. So this is okay. And there's little graphics here that we can look at. But my big thing is the cash. They're growing the cash up again, which is good. So overall, I really like this company. Again, I do have a position in it. Okay, so we want to just do a little more due diligence. So we see the institutions own 93%. And the market cap is 1.16 billion. They have income of 163, but they're not paying off their debt. Do they have some type of special loan? I don't know. Um, let's see they if we can see here. So what did they get hit on? Cost of revenue went up, which is fine. Probably maybe more. They had to pay more to get ads, advertisement, marketing. Gross profit again, barely, which is okay. Unusual expense. What is that? That grew 15 times what it was last year. Kind of red flaggy. Well, not red flaggy, but more due diligence. I don't really think I need to get into the weeds on that just because I feel confident and comfortable with where they are now. So let's just look at hedge fund activity really quick. So we're gonna do Fintel and we want to do DBI. So this is going to show us the institutional ownership in terms of value. So the page has loaded. We can see the institutional value is 898 million. It's not as high as the 1.16 billion that Finviz was showing. So this is kind of something to be aware of. I'm going to scroll down here. Might get a little laggy, but that's okay. Okay, so looking here, we can see the 13G, 13GA owners are the top shareholders. So we can see Vanguard owns, they added to their position. They had 6.4 million. Now they have 6.7 million. So that's good. It's always good to see the people add. William Blair Investment, they kept it pretty flat. They're still holding their position. They own 5% of the company. Good for them. BlackRock went from 10.26 mil to 10.18 mil. Not a big change there. They still own 15% of the company, which is a lot. And we have Jay Schottenstein, which we were going to research because I saw his name. I saw Schottenstein. So he or she owned 15.2 mil, now 14.1. 7% difference, still owns almost 20% of the company. Cool, cool, cool. And just looking down at the most recent activity for buying and selling, if we just look at the value change, it's going to give us a negative number when there's a sell. So I'm not seeing a lot of big buys. I'm seeing a little change here. Sell, 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 sell. Nothing happened here, barely anything. Sold 50%. This person or this company added, sold, sold, sold. Little ad here. Someone bought 156,000 shares. BNY Mellon Variable Investment Fund. That's good to pay attention to. $2 million worth of shares purchased. Cool. Yeah, a lot of activity late August. So that's good, but a lot of it is sells. So with Finviz showing 1.16 billion, which could be a little delayed, and Fintel showing 889 million. We're gonna go back to the chart. I think we might see a little downtrend here. So let's look at a bearish scenario here. So we have the bull flag break right here. So let's look at this. I'm just going to remove this for now to make it a little clean. We're going to do the channel selection. And we're going to go from this high point to this high point. because this is acting as resistance. And then I think this is a good channel to watch. Let's just make it bright for now so we can see it. Not really bright, actually. Make it a little bit brighter. We're gonna make it a little thick. There we go. So we are in this downward channel, which again, this channel is all right. We kind of, we have this point and now bull flag breakout, but now we're kind of, it looks really crowded in here. So, we're gonna want to pay attention to this diamond right here. We had a little diamond. So I would be waiting and watching for $15 and maybe add a little bit here and then just watch a test. If it comes down and tests this support on this channel that I'm hovering over, it's making it a little bit bright. If it comes down and tests this, and then this would be another test down here around $9. So overall, this is just a waiting to see. Again, this is a very bullish move right here. And this is the monthly time frame, so things take a little bit longer to play out. Just want to call that out. So this could, continue and probably go to 23. So going back here, we can see there's a lot of selling. A lot of people are taking profits. This person went all the way out. This is the S&P Small Cap 600. They said, peace out. We don't want to be a part of this. End of August, that's fine. So overall, I like the metrics here. I don't like what they're doing with this debt. So I think that would necessitate reading into the last earnings, listening to it, seeing what's going on there. And again, we have a broadening wedge here. What looks like support could be around 13 based off this chart. But let's look up designer brands. Sorry, I just need to clear this cache. All right, so Jay Schottenstein. Okay, just going down. Insider trading. Could be bad, could be good. Nothing really on the first page, but again, these big type of people like to suppress information. So Jay Schottenstein, insider trading. Here we go. Look at this. Schottenstein family member to plead guilty to insider trading. All right, let's look at this. All right. Wow, okay. A member of the Schottenstein family has agreed to plead guilty in federal court as part of a multi-million-dollar insider trading scheme that netted him more than $600K in profit. Faces prison sentence up 20 years and guilty to charge of conspiracy to commit securities fraud. Wow. So crazy there. Let's just keep reading on. He is a founder of eyewear company Prive Revo and the men's custom suit company Aster and Black. His other projects include Columbus-based No Surprises Software, which sells a cloud-based legal billing system, and Swiss Stays, a company that sells adjustable collar stays. Schottenstein is accused of obtaining inside information, using that to trade around market-moving announcements in 2017 and 2018, involving companies that included DSW, now known as Designer Brands, drugstore company Rite Aid, and Canadian cannabis-related store Afria. Oh, wow, okay, and it goes on. He is also accused of sharing that information with two friends, Chris Bortavosky and Ryan Shapiro of Florida, who both traded ahead of announcements. Bravatsky made a profit of more than $4 million and Shapiro $121,000. Schottenstein received info from two relatives who served on corporate boards, including Designer Brands, Green Growth Brands, and grocery company Albertsons. According to court documents, the relatives were not identified in documents through routers, said one of them. Matches Joey Schottenstein, a second cousin and board member of both designer brands and green growth brands. A spokesperson for Joey Schottenstein and his father, Jay, issued a statement. Let's see that. And the two were shocked and saddened to learn of last month illegal conduct. Sure, okay. In one case, David Schottenstein bought shares and call option contracts in advance of Designer Brand's earnings report after receiving a text saying the company was crushing it. He also shared that information with his friend. The two tried to conceal their fraud with Schottenstein texting Brett Foskey. To be clear and for the record, I don't have any special info or anything like that, just a feeling. Oh my god, idiots. Okay, on August 13, 2017, wow, 5 years ago, Schottenstein bought 99 shares of Rite Aid, learning the same. Yep, was going to be acquired by Albertsons. Wow. Okay, so the company has a little bit of a past. So what is going to be the charge? Let's see. So let's David Schottenstein, prison sentence. Okay, it's on June 9th. Well, that would already happen. 46 to 57 months in prison. Oh my God. That is crazy. So that's the drama there. That's a little bit, that's not good. So we've looked at the monthly on Thinkorswim. Just want to take a peek at the weekly. Kind of looks like a cup and handle, you know. Again, kind of a big bear or a big bull flag. We have the flag and then the sideways action. So yeah, this is one we're just gonna watch for the time being. Again, I already own a position in this around 13s. I do plan on holding this for quite some time. This was my demo with you guys, but here's what my other original drawing looks like. So we can see here, it looks like my channels were a little bit longer. We have support, breaks through, acts as resistance, resistance, support, resistance there. So again, if history repeats itself and these channels stay intact, I think we do see 62, but it could be, several years. And I think this one is a long hold for me. Not financial advice. I don't know what you should do. Everyone's financial situation is very different. We also have, let's just look at this. We also have what appears to be a large. I'm comfortable with this. So I'm comfortable with this just because we have a breakout test of support here, falls through. Again, resistance, resistance. And then here we have resistance again. So, could come back down here. We never know. Come down here and then do a long extended move. We never know. Again, I like the purple channels. I'm going to continue to watch. I have an alert set for this time right here. This is where we're going to see it try and break and continue up. The price has never broken this blue line here and stayed for 4 months. So, just gonna check again, January of 2023. Maybe it'll come back up and test this 1880 and fall back down, or maybe it'll break and start to trade in this channel here. Never know. But that is my typical analysis for companies I go long in. Again, this is a small position for me. I have not added large. I want some confirming action to occur first. But, let me just remove this right here. If we try to look at a puzzle, if we make this a puzzle, we could see, we have a flag here. Let's just make this super easy to stand out. We have this flag. And right here, we have this puzzle piece. This area right here acts as the flag. So we're going to go down to this joint here. And you can see it acts as a flag, but I want to make it a channel. So one click. And then this whole area right here plays into the flag and potential breakup here. So again, that's something to look forward at or to. That's camera keeps sagging. That's just kind of what I do, and I don't make all my decisions off of patterns, but these aligned with fundamentals and where the company's going. Inventory, we never looked at the inventory, but I really don't want to look at the inventory right now because it doesn't matter at this point. I want to wait to see what the chart says. So that's another thing you could look at for these type of retail designer companies. But yeah, that is how I just review a stock, do the charts, look at Finviz, look at Fintel, look up the company, look up the family members, pay attention to the buying and selling of insiders. For the most part, it looks like nothing out of the ordinary in terms of insiders. Mary and Mark, they're getting options. So yeah, nothing red flag going on in terms of insider buy or sells. I'm long here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you're doing well. See you guys next time. Bye.